In this video, I'd like to provide you with information and clarity about the K1 Fiance Visa process. So if you're watching this video, you've likely fallen in love with someone in another country and you're wanting to bring that individual here for you to be able to start your life together in the United States. So before we dive into that topic, I'd like to quickly introduce myself and our firm. If you're new to our channel, my name is Attorney Megan Pastrana from Corrado Pastrana, the immigration firm for couples. Our firm regularly posts updates on our YouTube channel, weekly videos, and also in our Facebook group. And I've provided the link to our Facebook group. It's an immigration group, Facebook group for couples, where you can receive additional support in your immigration journey. Lastly, if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube will share it with other couples who can benefit. All right, so let's dive into the K1 Fiance Visa. So again, if you're watching this video, you likely have fallen in love with someone from another country and you're really excited about being able to start your lives together. So congratulations on your relationship. We're really excited for you. And we know how important it is for you to have information about what options are available to you. So first, I'd like to talk about what is the K1 Fiance Visa, and then discuss eligibility requirements, and finally talk about the steps involved in the process. So the K1 Fiance Visa, just as it sounds, is a visa for your fiance to be able to enter the United States so the two of you can start your lives together. The eligibility requirements for the Fiance Visa include that the petitioner that has to be a United States citizen. So if you're a petitioner and you're not a United States citizen, if you're a lawful permanent resident, you have to be a United States citizen to be able to apply for your fiance to have a Fiance Visa. So that's the first requirement. You have to be a United States citizen. You also have to show that the two of you are legally free to marry, which means that neither of you are currently married. And then if you had prior marriages, they have ended in divorce and you have proof that that divorce was final. You also have to show that the two of you have met in person within the past 2 years. So hopefully you've been able to meet each other. We know so many people meet online and then they make plans to meet in person. So even if you haven't met each other, it's really good for you to have this information so you can know what's ahead, and also know that that will be part of the next step in your journey is to meet in person. And then you also have to show that the two of you have a real relationship, which means a relationship based on love and not just an immigration benefit. And finally, you have to show that your fiance and you, that once your fiance enters the United States, that both of you plan to get married within 90 days in the United States. So those are the requirements. So let's talk about the steps of the Fiance Visa process. In our office, we like to think of the Fiance Visa process as having essentially 3 steps. There's a lot of things that happen in between, but the best way to understand and conceptualize exactly what the process is by thinking of it as 3 steps. So the first step is something called a Fiance Visa petition, an I-129F petition. You'll hear that thrown around out there, that is the form number from USCIS. And with that petition, immigration has you fill out a form, but they also want to see, like I said, that you have met in person in the past 2 years. So you'd have to provide proof of that. And that also you meet those other requirements, that the petitioner is a United States citizen, and also that you have a relationship based on love. And so what that means is that you would need to provide evidence of your relationship. And we have other videos. I could talk about that for a long time. We have other videos on our YouTube channel going into even more detail about relationship evidence. And we also have a free relationship guide on our website. But in general, just so you understand that you need to provide evidence of a relationship, evidence that you're in love. A few quick examples would be photos letters of support from friends and family who know about your relationship, Facebook posts, plane tickets that you've gone and visited each other, and etc. So those are just a few examples of what would be included in that petition. So once all of that petition is put together, the forms and all of your evidence, that will get sent off to USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and they will review your application and they will let you know that either you've been approved or you might have to provide additional evidence, and they would send you an explanation of that. So that's, in a nutshell, that is the first step would be that petition. Wait times vary. I know that that's the million-dollar question is how long will the process take, but really wait times vary, and you can actually check how long, an estimate of how long that first step takes on the USCIS website. And so that changes every month depending on how many applications there are. And so I don't want to give you an amount of time, since that does change monthly, but that's the first step, filing that petition. Then the second step is the consular processing phase of the case. So this is what occurs after that petition is approved. And when that petition is approved, immigration, that's not the visa. Immigration is just saying, yay, congratulations, your petition is approved. You meet all of those requirements for the fiancé visa, and we can see you have a real relationship based on love. So this next step then is step 2, the consular interview. This is where your fiancé will attend an interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate in their country, and the country of origin, the country where they're living. And for this step, there's an online application that has to be filled out with lots of biographic information about your fiancé. And then you'll also have to provide information as the petitioner about your finances. They want to see that your fiancé is self-sufficient, that you will also be able to provide financial support, and that they will not become what's called a public charge. So that's some of the documents, that's some of the parts that happen in phase 2. So that's step 2. Then after all of that has been submitted, then an interview will be scheduled. Typically, and with the fiancé visa applications, you will actually get in onto a portal and be able to see the U.S. embassy or consulate's schedule to be able to pick a date for your interview, for your fiancé's interview. Now, the petitioner doesn't actually have to attend that interview, and frankly, many U.S. embassies and consulates won't let anyone else into the building except for the immigrant for security reasons. So, that's a big question that people ask. Do I have to go to my fiancé's country and attend that interview? And really, it's just really for your fiancé, for the immigrant to attend. And at that interview, they're just going to be doing another check to make sure that you both meet all of those requirements that I discussed earlier. And then they also just want to make sure that your fiancé is eligible. They'll do a medical exam. They'll take fingerprints to make sure there's no serious criminal history or immigration issues. And at that interview, if the officer decides to approve your fiancé, that's when your fiancé would be receiving a fiancé visa. And so the approval would occur at the interview, and then after, they would be mailed their actual fiancé visa to be able to enter the United States. So that is step 2, the consular interview to actually receive the fiancé visa. Then step 3, that final step, is your fiancé entering the United States and filing the green card application. So with the fiancé visa process, your fiancé is entering on a fiancé visa for the purpose of you getting married. And you have 90 days for both of you to get married. And once you've married, you need to complete that last step, that third step, which is the green card application. So your fiancé can receive their green card and be able to be a lawful permanent resident and live here in the United States with you. So your fiancé would enter, you'll get married, and then there's an application you file again with USCIS for the green card, and you can also file for a work permit. And the benefit of the work permit is that your fiancé can receive a work permit, a social security number, the ability to work and be integrated into the United States while they're waiting for the green card interview. And once the green card interview occurs, that's when both of you would attend the interview together, and the officer would again ask you questions about your relationship. And then at the end of the interview, if the officer approves you for your fiancé visa case, then your fiancé would receive their green card in the mail after that interview. So those are the three main steps. And that's an overview of eligibility and what to expect from this process. And so I do want to also let you know that the fiancé visa is one path, but there is also another path called a spousal visa, or a CR1, and that's for individuals who decide to get married and then complete the process. And so we have separate videos on our YouTube channel about that CR1 spousal visa, but we wanted to let you know that that's another path that might be available to you. So we hope that information was helpful for you. And we're so excited for your relationship and starting out on your immigration journey. Take care.